What is up, guys? Welcome to Muddy Beards 4x4. Today we're talking about recovery, how to get your vehicle unstuck. So these are going to be the top ways that I use, the most basic ways, in order to get yourself unstuck. I'm going to show you all the tools that I have and how much they cost. And if you're interested in any of the tools that I have, there's going to be a link in the description to the Amazon page, and by clicking that link, and if you end up purchasing it or anything on Amazon, you end up supporting us because we get like a little percentage, probably like 1%. I don't really know yet, just started trying it out. So if you want to support us and you're buying it anyways, click the link in the description, use our Amazon link in order to purchase the items that I'm using in this video. Also, if you didn't know, we have shirts, stickers, things like that. It's on Teespring. The link also in the description on our Facebook page, on our website, and on our main YouTube page. So I want to talk about straps. Oh, hit the camera there. Straps and braking strength. This one has a really awesome chart. It's worn out, probably hard to see, but there's 3 different methods of attaching a strap. There is the basket method, which basically you just wrap it around the tree or whatever you're recovering from and attach these 2 together. That's going to be the strongest way to attach any kind of strap or rope or anything. And in this particular one, it's called the basket method. It's 12,800 pounds is the rating on this strap. The next way to attach it would be, they call it the vertical, which is just end to end, just strapping it, hooking one side here, stretching it out and using it that way. That is half the strength. So in this case, it's 6,400 pounds. And there is a third way called the choker, which is the weakest way, and it says it's 5,000 pounds. So that's a significant lowering of the strength of this strap by using the choker method, which is just feeding it through and choking out the tree or whatever you're attaching it to. That's going to be the non-preferred method. The basket method is going to be the preferred method. Just wrap it straight around, attaching it just like this. The only time I could see using the choker is if you only have one strap and you need the extra length and it's actually a longer strap, because this one, when you attach it, the choker and the basket method, is pretty much the same length. But if you have like a 60-foot strap or a really long strap and you use the choker method, you're going to get a ton more length out of it. And if that's all you got, and you use what you got, it's less than half the strength when you do it that way. Now let's go over to the bench and we'll go over all the tools that I use and that I have in my Jeep. Okay, let's start here. I usually have 2 pairs of gloves in my Jeep, one for me, one for whoever else is helping me out. Really important. And something you might not think of is I have usually at least 2 or 3 flashlights in my Jeep at all times. This one's a headlamp. If you're fixing your stuff or recovering in the dark and you need both your hands, you need that. Usually a regular flashlight and some sort of safety light. This one's really cheap, I think from Harbor Freight or Amazon, I don't remember. Smittybilt tree saver. This thing is 30 bucks and it's a 40,000 pound 8-foot tree saver. Real important. Your D-links or your shackles. This is a 3/4 inch threaded shackle, and this is the 7/8 pin style. I prefer the pin style over the threaded because I'm always struggling trying to get this thing threaded in. My hands are cold and it's caked with mud trying to thread it in here. Pin style so far seems to be superior for me, and also this is a lot beefier. And this is about 13 bucks to 14 bucks, and this is about $20 for this one. Snatch block, real important. You have to have this, I would say, in your toolbox. This is Smittybilt as well, 30 bucks for this. And side note, you got to make sure it has a grease zerk, that you maintain it properly and inspect it after every use. Make sure that it's still working properly. Then we got our foldable shovel. This is a I think it's like an Ozark Trail Walmart cheapy special, I think like 18 bucks, 17 bucks. Smittybilt makes one too. It's about 20 bucks. But it's always good to have a shovel just in case. This right here is an attachment for my trail jack that you can attach to it and use it as a come along if I had the proper attachment kit, which is about 60 bucks from High Lift. I don't think Smittybilt doesn't really make one that I've noticed. Gonna want some chains. You never know when you're gonna need it. I'll show you later how I use that. I don't know how much chains are because I didn't actually look that up. My bad. This is an ARB extension strap. This is a 60-foot strap. You're not going to use it that often, but when you need it, you need it. I think I've used it 3 times, and I absolutely had to have it. And this is a 9,900 pound strap right here. And also, side note, you really got to have a medical kit. Just a basic first aid kit is mandatory in your vehicle. And also, now that I'm thinking about it, you're going to want to have fire extinguisher as well. Smittybilt trail jack. This is about 67 bucks, $68, something like that. And this thing has been really great. Had it for many years. I just make sure I spray the thing down with WD-40 a lot. Just the whole thing. Just douse the whole thing with it. Just be aware that there are a lot of places that they don't want you to be moving rocks and falling down trees, stumps. Can't really move a stump. I don't know why I said that, but moving things around and stuffing under tires because we want to protect the trail so that we can continue to use it in the future. So just be aware of that before you start stacking rocks, moving stuff around on the trail. Now that I showed you the basic tools that I have and that I use, let's go outside and I will show you how to use them. Okay guys, now that we're outside, I do apologize if the noise, we got cars, we got planes, and apparently somebody 2 houses down decided to build a deck, like literally right now. So I'm gonna be taking my new synthetic winch rope and Smittybilt shackle and attaching it to my tree over here. So this is the most basic attachment, is just straight to the tree. So the Smittybilt one is 8 feet long, the actual 4-inch tree saver, which is going to be a lot easier on the bark and on the tree because it spreads the load out farther than the 2-inch. So the bigger, the wider the rope, the better for the tree. So don't be that person that winches straight to the tree, guys. I'm not a tree hugger or anything, but just knock that off, okay? If you go out to the trails, especially at LB, Evans Creek, Walker Valley, those places, the trees are just destroyed. Like, and it's hard to see. Like I said, I'm not a tree hugger or anything, but just knock it off. Spend 30 bucks and get a freaking strap. So I'm gonna have to use this one. This one is 12 feet and it barely makes it around. So, and now it's starting to rain a little bit. Just putting the shackle through. You'll engage your clutch. You're always going to want to have your vehicle running while you're winching because it puts a lot of load on your battery, on your alternator, on everything. You'll know because you'll start winching and your RPMs will drop down because that load on the motor. You might have to rev it up, get the RPMs up on the vehicle to get the alternator to output to the battery to get yourself out, depending on how stuck you are. Boom, attached. Now, if you guys are really stuck, you're going to want to use your snatch block, which I put over here. Okay, so you got your snatch block here. It spins just like that. You got your rope or cable and run it through and latch it in, so it's like a pulley system. Then again, just attach it like you had before. You're going to need a lot more cable for this, double the cable, and it's pretty much double the strength of your pulling power. A lot easier on your winch, a lot easier on your equipment. This doesn't work. I don't know how to attach these this way. doesn't work. I don't know. So I'm gonna have to order another winch shackle, and that way I can attach these two together. Normally what you do is you take your winch hook, this is my old one, it's all beat up, and just attach it like that and you're good to go. But with this new beefy aluminum setup here, there's no way to do that. So I'm gonna have to double the winch shackles to attach them together. Okay, I'm back. It's been 2 days now. Set everything back up the way I had it before. Now I'm kind of wishing that instead of getting this winch shackle, I got something like the Warn Epic winch hook, which is 18,000 pound capacity. This is 20,000, but it basically would have been the exact same price because I had to buy this extra shackle, which was about 20 bucks. So these two things together is about the same price as the Warn 18,000 pound Epic winch hook, which is pretty nice, looks good as well. But you know, live and you learn, and now I got this. I'll run this for a while and we'll see how I like it. But it's a little bit of extra work and one extra piece to kind of attach everything. So now that I got my extra shackle, I can actually attach it back to my Jeep. Okay, so this is going to be the strongest way to attach your winch to get yourself out. Down to the shackle over here. And if whenever feasible, make sure you have a weighted blanket or towel or something, or jacket, to kill the energy if something does snap. We got here snatch block attached to the tree saver and a shackle. Just pulley, guys, super simple. Okay, next thing up is helping your buddy out, and they're not directly in front of you. Maybe they're at an angle, way over on the other side, stuck in the mud somewhere, rocks, whatever. I'm gonna use this little boat here that I got to attach just to show you how you would hook it up. Again, snatch block, tree saver, winch, winch shackle attached to the Jeep. So what if you got a buddy, or maybe yourself, I don't know, that doesn't have any winch attachment points on their bumper, on the front or the rear? How could you attach it? I'll show you. There's going to be a couple methods. Probably the easiest one is just around the axle, not around your steering, not around your springs, not around any of that stuff. Just wrap it around your axle. So just wrap it around right meow, like that. I'd probably, you know, this one's 4 inches thick, so it's kind of beefy, but you could wrap it around twice. If I could reach. There you go. That would be around the axle. Super easy. Probably won't break anything. Not the most optimum method, but if you guys don't have any attachment points, you could do it this way. I would wrap it around because once it kind of cinches down, it's not going to slide around as easily if you just wrap it around once. And obviously that same method could be applied to the rear axle. Okay, next up, trail jack. You're going to want to put this up under the bumper, under a solid piece of the frame, metal. I use my rock slider. So we'll loosen it up here so I can bring it up, all the way up, relock it in. It's really just as easy as that. Just making sure there's a nice hard pad underneath there. It's not going to go side to side. And that's pretty much it. Super simple. So you might get yourself into a situation where you are jammed up in your front on a rock in the back. You can't go forward or backwards, and you can't winch yourself because you're right into a rock, and you can't winch yourself through a huge rock that's not going to move. So what do? How do you get up and over that obstacle in order to even be able to winch yourself forward to continue to get yourself off? That sounded weird. Get yourself off of the rock? Okay, whatever, let's move on. So how would you do that? Trail jack, just like I just showed you. And this is where your chain's gonna come in handy. This chain I'm not really fond of because these hooks are super tiny and they don't really hook onto very many things. As far as once you wrap it around and push it through here, there's not a whole lot of hook on here to attach it to anything. So I'm going to try a couple little things here to see if I can get it to work. So we're going to wrap the chain down and around the axle, okay? And then wrap it through and then attach it to a point where the axle will actually move up with your high lift. Let's see if we can get a little bit more out of this. Like I said, with this hook, it's going to be super sketchy. I don't think it's going to stay. It's probably going to pop off. This tire is completely off the ground, and usually the pumpkin is what's held up. So you'd probably want to do it on this side to lift the pumpkin up, but this is just showing you how you would do it. Now once you got the high lift up, so you got this tire in the air, it's kind of sketchy, guys. So you want to be super careful, make sure there's nobody around this trail jack or any of this anywhere for safety. So I'm going to get in, I'm going to drive it backwards and show you how the trail jack will drop backwards. Not super worried about my body or my tires because I've got protection, and if it hits it, you know, whatever, at least I'm not stuck anymore. Okay, there you go, guys, up and over that rock or obstacle, and now you can move on to the next thing. Get up and over the next rock, readjust your tires, winch yourself sideways to get to a different way to get up and over it. But that's how I would do that. So that's all the techniques I'm going to get into in this video. Thanks guys for watching. If you got anything for me, leave a comment down below. Make sure you like the video, really helps us out. And as always guys, we'll see you on the trail.